Welcome to Dynamics Corner. This is Chris.
And this is Brad. And welcome to this episode. This episode was recorded on August 10th, 2022.
2022.
Chris.
2022. Man.
I know. It's August already.
I know.
Yeah.
Gotta enjoy the weather.
Time moves quickly. You and that weather. We have to get you another icebreaker topic.
No, I'm just enjoying the weather, man, because, you know, it's summer. Summer for us is like a very short period of time. So anytime that I get a chance to go outside, then I will do it. Well,
you should do it. I know the feeling. I feel guilty if I'm inside when it's sunny out. So
this is a special episode, right?
All the episodes are special. I don't know if it's a special episode, but I think, you know, as we talk about, the use of Business Central in the application, I think we should take some time to start going through how to do certain functions within the application and hopefully get some practice with it. I'll do all this cold. What do you want me to talk about?
You have a topic, right? Something we could do. Anyone can do.
Well, no, I wanted to do this cold, so I wanted you to just pick one out of the air, and I'll do it right now.
All right, let's do a customer merge. Remember that didn't exist a long time ago.
No, it did not exist. April 2019 release is when they had it.
Yeah,
but the ability to merge customers and vendors, I must say, was something that was asked of me on several occasions.
Times. Dude,
many times. So I'm glad that they finally added it. And again, what I have here is on screen is Business Central 2022 Wave 1. The functionality is still in there. Sometimes they get enhanced, but it was originally introduced in 2019, the April 2019 release. So what I will do to demonstrate, you can actually merge customers, vendors, and contacts within the system. They all work similarly. What I'll do is I'll just show you how to merge customers. But as I had mentioned, keep in mind that you can merge with the vendors and contacts as well. So what I'll do is I'll go into the Tell Me search. It's Tell Me search. It's Tell Me is the technical name, I guess. But I always call it the search within the app bar. And I will go into my customers and pull up my customer list. And what I will do is I'll pick a customer that I want to merge, maybe the duplicate. And then in the actions, what I'll go into is, I'll go into actions, functions, and I'll do merge with. And then from here, what you can do is you can choose the customer that you would like to merge the current customer with. So in this case, I'll just pick the second customer. Number 2000, Trey Research, or 20,000.
20,000. So, yeah.
So what it's doing right now when you select it, and you see it's taking a little time in your list, what it does is it will go through and it will show you the fields and within the table. And if they're in the fields, if I want to override a specific value, so in the case of customer 10,000, I had the name Adatum Corporation, and I wanted to keep the name from the vendor that I want to merge with, I could actually put a check mark in and I could do an override. And you were going to say something?
Yeah, so I was curious. So when you're merging with, who has the priority? Is it the first one you chose? The current value, is that the primary one?
Yes. Okay. And then so as you go through this merge process, what I can do, and then also you can see that the bottom you have the related tables will show you the other related tables and the information for the records within there. And then what I will do is I'll go through this merge. I'll go through the merge process, and it will attempt to merge the two records. Now, as you can see on here, when I went to do the merge, there were 5 conflicts. What the 5 conflicts mean is you would basically create duplicate records. In the case of here, I'll bring that up and show you on these 5 conflicts that if I look at a default dimension, if I wanted to view the details of the default dimension, because the key for this default dimension for this specific value, is the table, the number, which is the customer number, and then the dimension code. My first customer has a value, and my second customer also has a value. So what I will do here is I can either, choose to remove a duplicate when you have duplicates, or you can rename a duplicate. So you can decide which option you'd like to choose. So what I'll do in this case is I remove this duplicate. And when I go back to my list, I'm going through and dealing with my my issues here. So I'll look at the details for this one. And what I'll do is I will, take the value for this alternate value for this one. And then what we'll do is we will continue to review the conflicts for our merge. And we just removed a duplicate value. But in the case where you have, conflicting primary keys, which will give you the duplicate, you can also rename them. So if I want to go in and change to have a second value, I could rename that value. So when I do the merge, I'll end up getting both of those values. And I can just click rename duplicate, and we'll rename that customer bank account. And then for these additional ones, what I'll do is I'll just remove these duplicate values.
Is that recommended, especially in the dimensions, when you're merging two customers?
Well, I think I can't say what I would have is recommended. I mean, obviously with the dimensions, the way the key is, you can't rename those because, you could almost choose, not almost, but you could choose a different dimension code if you know what the codes are. As you saw, I was doing on the bank account where I would have two bank accounts with the primary key. I could rename it, and then I would have two records. So I think it's just a matter of what you would like to do with the data, and when you go through and review it. So, so then here, when I go through, I went through and I looked at my related tables that would be updated. I dealt with my duplicates, and now I hit merge. I hit yes. And now when I go back to my customer list, if I did this correctly, there'll only be one.
It cannot be undone.
Yes, that's one thing I wanted to point out. Thank you for pointing that out, Chris. When you do merge customers, vendors, or contacts, once you complete the action, it's one of those actions that cannot be undone. So just ensure you have the correct customer selected, and I always try to do a backup of everything. I ensure I have backup information before I do anything that can't be undone.
Create yourself a sandbox, which is something I've posted recently. How to create a sandbox. It's fairly easy.
And now you can see that I have one customer. I overrode the value of the name, if you recall. So our customer 10,000, which was a datum before, is now Trey Research. So there you can see how you can easily merge customers, vendors, and contacts within Business Central.
Very nice. So man, this is exciting. I know it's been around for a little bit, but I do remember in the early days of Nav, this was asked all the time. Can you merge it? So it sounds like you can do this with customer cards, vendors, and contacts.
Correct.
Very cool.
Correct.
So
if you have Business Central, April 2019 or later.
Very cool. I do want to.
What else do you have for me? What else do you have for me, Chris?
One more thing. So we are, since we're in the customer, we're talking about customer merging. How about when you create a new customer, can you create a template anytime you create a new customer?
Yes, you can. Well, you can create a template. Well, what templates are within Business Central? Templates are basically records that contain data. I have to practice my pronunciation. I know you like to give me a hard time with that. When you ever wonder why there's different pronunciations regionally? I know people moved and explored, through history, people have expanded, the reaches of the planet. But if you migrate from one part of the country to the other part of the country and you settle it, or to another part of the world, wouldn't everybody talk the same? I don't know. I just kind of wonder sometimes. But go back with with a customer. A template can be a pre-configured set of data. So in the case of a customer, when you want to enter a new customer, you can apply a template to it, so it will populate the fields within that customer with predefined values for certain types of customers. So you know they used to have configuration templates, is what they were called previously, and I really enjoyed the configuration templates. Because I did quite a bit with it, and you could use it with many different or any tables actually within the system. What they did to facilitate the implementation of setup is they've added templates for your customers, vendors, and items. So you can do see customer, you can do search for customer, templates, and then what I'll do is I'll pick my customer template. Again, you can do this for customers, vendors, and items. They all work the same. You could search for vendor templates, customer templates, item templates. Similar to what we just spoke about with the ability to merge customers, vendors, and contacts. When it comes to templates, the new templates you have are customer templates, vendor templates, and item templates.
Very cool. So you get some options.
And so here, yes, you do have some options. They all work the same way. I'll cover the customer template now. So to create a new template, I have existing templates here. I can click new. I can give it a code. So this is, DC. And we'll do Dynamics Corner. Right. So that's the name of our template, the code that we want to give it.
Cursor.
Now,
it's Cursor.
Oh, listen, I told you I was doing this.
I know. It's all good.
I apologize, man. I did that. So now what you can do is you have the fields available on the customer card, and you can personalize this, by the way, that you can fill in the values. So if I had, a default template for Dynamics Corner customer, type, when I populated or created a customer using this template, I can pick specific values. So if I wanted to fill in general business posting group, customer posting group, a lot of the values that are typically set up in the same among many master records, in this case, customers. So it's nice to go through and be able to pick them up. If I have payments, I can go to my payments tab. There'll be a check date format, check date separator, payment terms code. Little psychedelic there. So now I can pick those values. One thing you can also apply dimensions to our template. So what I'll do is I'll pick a template, and in this case, we won't go into Europe. We'll go into North America. Also, if you want to, again, just like with having templates to facilitate the data entry of customers, you can make another template that's copied from this template and change, certain values so they'd have two similar sets of data with some changes. So now I created my Dynamics Corner customer template. I'll go back to my customer list. And then when I go to enter a new customer, you can say the first option is, because we have templates that are available for our new customers, I can hit select template for a new customer. I choose my new DC customer. I click OK, and it will populate the values within that customer that I had predefined in my template.
Oh, yeah, I see that. So you're
the payments, we had the
invoicing.
payment terms. Yep. And then we have the related customer dimensions. So I also now have dimension values in there. One other thing to note when you have an existing customer, if you go into the actions functions area, you can see you have additional template information. If you want to apply a template to an existing customer, you can update a customer by doing apply template. If you want to save the values for this customer into a template, you can do the save as template. So what this allows you to do is, if you have a template for certain types of customers, you want to apply that to a wide range of customers, you can go into these customers and you can apply a template without having to go in and change the data for each one of those customers for each of those fields. Also, if you have a customer which is set up as a model of your, customer that you want to have, you can actually do save as a template, and you can create a new template from that customer. So again, you can do the same thing for customers, vendors, and items. It's a great time saving. It's another configuration templates have been around for a while, but even back early on, I had, the need where, people had like the copy item. But this was a little bit different because it gives you the option to default specific values instead of copying the exact item. So that's what I have for you today,
No,
Chris.
this is wonderful.
I can't do all these cold things for you, but I'd like to do some more of this. I have fun with this. I enjoy the challenge, and don't be surprised if I start, throwing ideas out to you to say, "Show me this code."
No, this is wonderful because these are one of the things that is so simple, but it's going to save people a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important that people know how to do this. And so being able to provide this knowledge through this podcast, and of course, this will be posted on our YouTube channel. We'll post that link below as well. And the stuff that we talk about, especially, knowledge that we're sharing, you can also find that in our blogs at developerlife.com. That's DVLPRLIFE.com. And also on my blog, which is matalino.io, MATALINO.io. And I appreciate, Brad, for your time today, kind of showing the rest of our listeners and viewers the things you've shown today, which is customer merge, awesome tool and feature, and customer template as well.
And one thing I think you should do with this, and thank you, Chris, for challenging me today. I enjoy that. Sometimes when we get together, I'm really not certain what we're going to talk about. But I think what we need to do is I think you should label these types of episodes as quick tips, right? So we'll have our standard conversations, and then we'll have these, Dynamics Corner quick tips. So that we know which episodes have, I guess we could say Business Central specific instructional content.
Will do.
And you know what? I will challenge to maybe we can get into some development at some point in the future.
Oh, that'd be so cool, man.
Stick with this.
That's the fun stuff.
Alrighty. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thanks, Brad.
I will talk to you soon, my friend.
Take care, everyone.